gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
You know what? We know what? What? We know what? What? You know what? Hurry up.
A shocking crime caught on camera as a man carrying a large gun approaches a group in Gentilly. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
Wow. So you saw how wild that was. A super gremlin on demon time approaching a group of construction workers, robbing them for their wallets and everything they had on them. This is a very serious issue because if you are robbing construction workers and these people fear for their lives and their job sites are not safe, then that is going to cause a lot of confusion and a lot of distress on the housing market, because you can obviously see this is potentially a flip or a new construction and these guys are trying to get it on the market as quick as possible. But if their workers aren't showing up because they're scared to be robbed by some of these super gremlins, then that's a major problem, and it needs to be looked at and corrected with a broad sweeping type piece of legislation to really punish people who are trying to threaten, attack, rob, whatever, jug, finesse people while they are at work, especially on these construction sites.
I'm Sharice Gibson. As you can see there, this happened in the middle of the afternoon, and not only was it scary for those workers that were robbed, it's also concerning to neighbors.
Certainly, Amelia Strahan spoke to the homeowners and has the full story.
Monday afternoon, the Benjamin Robinsons were inside their Gentilly home with no idea what was taking place right on their doorstep.
Wow. So it looks like the family was getting some work done, updates to the property. Maybe they're getting it ready for market or whatnot. But overall, it just hurts the housing value of the area when you have things like this going down. So this type of stuff has a huge impact on not only just the people who were affected in their mental state, but the economy as a whole in this area.
I went downstairs and they said we were just robbed.
Chilling doorbell video captured the moment a man walked onto the couple's porch.
You know what? You know what? What?
Pointed a large gun at construction workers.
Hurry up. You know what?
And demanded cash.
Money. What money? What money? What money?
When one of the victims walked to the car to get her wallet, the man hit her and grabbed the money before taking off.
Seeing him hit her, it was just, oh my God, why would you even do that?
Just minutes before the man was seen walking into the frame, security footage showed a white SUV passing by the house. Robinson believes that car will help police identify the suspect.
Wow. And, you got these ninjas out here just cruising for a bruising, and they're looking for anybody who is a quick lick, a quick opportunity to steal from. And this is a perfect example of it. And these people feel emboldened, might I remind you, because of people like Jason Williams, Mayor LaToya Cantrell in New Orleans, and the policies that they're implementing and the ideas that they're presenting as solutions to this crime.
I feel a bit confident about what will be the next steps with them hopefully finding the individual.
During his 12 years in the home, he says he's never seen anything like this.
I wouldn't say that it makes me afraid, but it makes me more cognizant of the environment that I live in.
And when the workers return, Robinson says he and his husband, who is a therapist, will encourage them to prioritize their mental health and offer free counseling.
It's traumatic. And
Wow. So this is an LGBT couple, and they obviously were seen as, or their home was seen as something that, you know, was vulnerable. And nobody's talking about the homophobia in this. Nobody's talking about, you know, any LGBT movement or hate toward them, hate crime charges, anything like that, because it's just black on black crime. But had this been a white guy, they would have said it was a white supremacist, racist attack and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, if we're gonna paint things with broad strokes, we might as well do it in these cases too, where you have a super gremlin who pulls up, young black man pulls up with a sub rifle, right? A submachine gun damn near. And he's pointing it at what appears to be other people of color, at the residence of two gay black men. Well, I mean, that brother, he might actually be married to a white guy. We don't know, but let's just assume, let's just go out on a limb and say, yeah, it's probably two brothers, you know, living together as husband and husband, which is weird in and of itself. But this is a LGBT hate crime. But you're not going to see this on the mainstream media because it doesn't fit the narrative.
And especially to the young lady, I mean, my heart goes out to her. I wanted to give her a sense of safety as best I could. And so I hope I was able to do that.
But for now, the family is waiting for answers and trying to keep the incident in perspective.
I want money. I don't get no money. I'm gonna kill her.
I do believe in the goodness of all of us. And so I'm going to remain centered in that space. But I hope the young man is brought to justice.
In Gentilly, Amelia Strahan, WWL, Louisiana.
The robbery is still under investigation, but the homeowner tells us that police think this may be related to other similar robberies in the area. If you know anything about this or the others, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video. All right, guys. So if you have not heard the news, unfortunately, your boy Jenquavius has been demonetized again. So, you know, that's pretty much par for the course for us around here. We haven't really, I mean, it's not like we making bans off this channel anyway. So I really don't feel like I lost anything. It's annoying. It's disappointing. It shows that freedom of speech is dead. It shows that, you know, the social media powers that be do not want this message to get out that we are in danger in the community and, you know, in our neighborhoods, right? With these radical leftists in charge, one being the president of the United States, Joe Biden. So I want to get into this story. This one's going to be I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible. Probably we're going to go an hour here. Sorry, but I want to break this story down because this one it's heartbreaking. It's devastating. And it's just a testament to how bad it is in the community and why we don't have the change that we are asking for. Okay. But this is the headline that caught my attention into covering this story. NYC brute who gunned down teen girl for refusing his advances, sentenced as victim's mom left broken beyond words. So the sentence was a light sentence, 15 years. He murdered this woman in cold blood because she denied him, she denied him the pussy, right? She didn't want to fuck with him. He ugly or whatever. He was looking busted. He had dusty, and she denied him. And in turn, he points his firearm at her and shoots her in the chest, killing her. So let's get into this article. Then we'll give you a little background information on how this story was being reported in the past. It actually happened in 2022. And now in 2024, we're starting to see this guy is now being brought to what is sold to us as justice, but what we know is an injustice and a miscarriage of justice in this case. So my dog is moving around. Hey, Dre. He's wilding. Sit down, boy. He's wilding, so I just want to make sure he don't pee in here. Where are you going? He going to the door. All right. He just chilling at the door. So anyways, an enraged Lothario convicted of gunning down a 17-year-old girl who turned down his sexual advances at a Brooklyn party was sentenced to 15 years in prison, prosecutors said. So, what's all that talk about? Oh, black men getting sentenced, getting over sentenced and stuff like that. And we can, 20% more time than white people and all this stuff. I mean, we're starting to see that actually is not true. All of that is not true. It's actually couldn't be further from the truth. Okay. Javone Duncan, 24, was sentenced Tuesday for the senseless 2022 killing of Raelynn Cameron, who he shot once in the chest at a 2022 party, then left her to die. The senseless shooting took the life of a young woman with a bright future, Kings County District Attorney Eric Gonzalez said. Today's sentence holds the defendant accountable for his actions and is a measure of justice for the victim's grieving family. So let's watch this man when he was arrested. I mean, it's wild.
Javone, did you do it? You have anything to say?
Stop.
Look at right here, buddy. You have anything to say? Why are you so quiet?
Last chance.
Javone, did you do it?
So you see the video of his arrest. Obviously, cowardice, not speaking, not looking at the camera. This senseless shooting took the life of a young woman with a bright future, King County District Attorney Eric Gonzalez said. Today's sentence holds the defendant accountable for his actions, and it is a measure of justice for the victim's grieving family, which the family does not agree with this sentence. So I don't know why Eric Gonzalez, this district attorney, would say that. Obviously, the prosecutors are not doing their jobs and getting the conviction. I don't even think they ended up convicting him for murder. They got him on second-degree manslaughter. So during an emotional victim impact statement, Cameron's mother, Cassandra Adams, asked that no mercy be spared Duncan, who she said callously took a diamond, a gem, a powerful force from her family. Since this senseless crime, I have been broken beyond words. Not even a guilty verdict can heal the pain that I will endure for the rest of my life, the mother said. I never dreamed of being rich, as I was always rich, already rich with having my children, she said, explaining how her beautiful, smart, intelligent, dancing diva of a daughter will never be able to grow up to become the phenomenal woman I raised her to be. Please consider all the consequences and the suffering that we as the victims and families of the victim have gone through and continue to go through just because this grown adult made a bad decision. And I believe it's more than a bad decision, and to characterize it just as a bad decision is a mischaracterization, and I just think it's ill equipped to describe what actually went down. This was a straight ninja moment. This was a savage moment. This was a monstrous man who came and took the life of a woman who didn't want to have nothing to do with him. These suckers is clowns, bro. They're clowns. And we continue to, in many cases, you have people trying to advocate for these guys and saying, oh, well, criminal justice reform, they need a second chance. This guy doesn't deserve a second chance. Because the woman that he murdered, the young girl, 17-year-old girl, the teen girl, Raelynn Cameron, that he murdered, didn't get a second chance. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. Okay. Duncan, 22 at the time, approached Cameron at a party in East New York in October 2022 and hit on her, but she rebuffed him and told him to suck my dick as he tried to make advances, prosecutors said after his arrest. This apparently enraged Duncan, so he whipped out a pistol and shot the teen through the chest, then ran off, prosecutors said. Prior to the killing, Duncan had pointed his gun at least one other young woman while switching the weapon safety on and off. The DA said his behavior was so egregious that attendees asked him to put his gun away and warn him that he was being dangerous, prosecutors said. Now, obviously, as a woman, you don't want to harshly reject a man. That is pretty wild that she told him to suck his dick. A lot of these women are very masculine, but that is not a death sentence. Okay? It's not a death sentence. And he had no right in taking this woman's life. I'm sure he felt disrespected. And, I wouldn't even be surprised if he, I don't advocate for this, but, if he just laid a backhand across the face and was done with it. But no, he had to react emotionally. He had to react over dramatically and took this woman's life. Okay. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Sorry, I gotta respond to this message. But let's see. Let me just get my dog out of here before we get into these stories. We're going to go to a short commercial break because my dog keeps moving around. We will be right back.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take all
What
your
more do you want from me?
All right, so we're back. Let's get into the story, man. This one is wild, but it's not surprising, obviously. This is what happens in the community. Let's go.
To a developing story, a 17-year-old girl is dead after suffering a gunshot wound in Brooklyn.
Now, she was found alive inside an apartment building lobby, but died later at the hospital. CBS News' Elijah Westbrook is at the scene in the morning. And Elijah, you've just learned the name of the victim.
Guys, hit that super trap, or not super trap. I don't have it anymore because I'm demonetized. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, guys. Support the channel, contribute to the channel. Hit the Patreon. Soon, I'm not going to be able to even use YouTube anymore. I mean, look what they're doing to my views. It's crazy. Y'all know we used to have hundreds of people in here. Now we only can get 18, but that's fine. We're going to keep working. I'm in it for the replays as well. So I just want the message to get out there because it's absolutely ridiculous.
That's right, Chris and Mary. We know that the 17-year-old victim is Raelynn Cameron. As you mentioned, she was shot inside of this apartment building here behind me on Eldridge Lane late last night. Now, at this hour, no arrests have been made, but we know police are currently questioning her friends who may have been around during the time of this shooting. Now, let's go ahead and show you some video while we describe to you and even tell you what went down. So, again, this happened around 11 o'clock last night, and police say the 17-year-old was shot in the chest somewhere in this building. She apparently made her way downstairs to the lobby for help, where she told witnesses it may have been accidental. And that's when she lost consciousness, according to police. First responders were called and took the victim to nearby Brookdale Hospital, where she died.
So they're trying to say that the shooting was accidental, and because she said it was accidental, I guess they ran with that and are going with the manslaughter charge. So because of the way that it was initially reported, and I guess what witnesses are saying that she said, this could be why. But maybe she was just trying to cover up for the fact that she was being very disrespectful. You know, this is kind of how women, you know, operate. Unfortunately, she told the guy to suck his dick or suck her dick, which she doesn't have. He comes back, shoots her in the chest. Witnesses see what happened, and then her dying breath is, it was an accident. I mean, I don't know, maybe trying to cover up for her behavior. Let's run it back to see.
While we describe to you and even tell you what went down. So again, this happened around 11 o'clock last night, and police say the 17-year-old was shot in the chest somewhere in this building. She apparently made her way downstairs to the lobby for help, where she told witnesses it may have been accidental. That's when she lost consciousness, according to police. First responders were called and took the victim to nearby Brookdale Hospital, where she died. Now, the disturbing scene inside shows a trail of blood leading to the 6th floor from the lobby area where the victim called for help. One neighbor who we spoke with a little more than an hour ago at this point says she was heading to work when police got here. She talks to us about the area and her disbelief at the scene.
There's a lot of break-ins in cars and stuff around here, but I didn't think to ever hear about a dead body. I just came off from work. I'm going to work right now, and there was tape around the lobby saying it was a crime scene. I didn't know what's going on.
Yeah, and this is 2022. It was a hot environment. It was a hot environment. Yeah, that was a good point too, Davey Boyd. He says someone could be lying about her saying it was an accident too. Yeah, because they want to cover up maybe the fact that they had drugs, alcohol, or maybe one of the quote unquote witnesses are friends of the shooter. So there are many things that could go on from the initial reports. But obviously, in my opinion, those initial reports and that witness initial testimony or statement contributed to the charges that it ended up being filed against them and sticking against this guy.
That's crazy.
Now, we are in contact with police on this case to see what led up to this and if there's a person of interest being sought after, because as of now, a description of them has not been given. It seems a key part of this investigation is really hearing what her friends are telling investigators, again, as the victim made statements indicating before she died that it was accidental. Of course, those details and more are being looked into. Live this morning here in East New York, Brooklyn, Elijah Westbrook, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Elijah, thank you.
So there you have it. Let's get into more of the story.
She was my world. She was love. I don't know how else to say.
Another mother at a loss for words, grieving the death of her 17-year-old daughter, Raelynn Cameron. Police say the teen was shot in the chest inside this building on Eldert Lane in East New York Monday night. Cameron was apparently hanging out with her adopted cousin who lives in the building. But sources tell Pix 11 News the shooting happened inside a vacant apartment on the 6th floor. That's where Cameron was found.
And that's a known spot for kids going in there. And she probably not the first one, but she the only one that died yesterday.
Cameron's mother, Cassandra Adams, says her daughter was a good person, always trying to help her adopted cousin stay out of trouble.
But she went there to help that girl. We have the Snapchats and social media don't lie.
At the scene, police have surveillance video of Cameron's final hours. Sources say several people were inside the apartment, but no one is talking or answering any questions. Cameron's older brother tells us he did get an SOS message from his sister's phone just before 11 Monday night.
I called the person she said she was with. And then after that person, like, she was never with me. I just Ubered right away, called the cops. And by the time I got there, which took about 20-25 minutes, it was a whole scene like already organized.
That's when he knew something was off, but he had no idea it was his sister.
I just saw a pile of blood and I instantly knew something happened. And I just wanted to see who.
Cameron graduated from Brooklyn High School of the Performing Arts and was a freshman at Medgar Evers College. She had big dreams.
So she was a freshman at Medgar Evers College. Obviously, what sounds like an HBCU. And I mean, this is, you have people who are supposed to be instrumental in the community, and you know that they're being taken out, man. They really are. Okay, it's crazy.
Now her family is praying she does not die in vain and that someone comes forward with some answers.
My sister was really just a phenomenal person. Give me the truth so I can know how to write my sister's beginning and write her end.
And right now, police are questioning the victim's cousin and a few other people inside the apartment at the time, but so far no arrests have been made. In the meantime, this victim, this 17-year-old, she was supposed to be celebrating her 18th birthday next week, and now her family is planning her funeral.
Let's keep going. Let's get as many details as possible, because this one is different. Okay.
Further justice for Shani. I'm just hearing that this child is a minor.
Karen O'Brien says there is no justice when the finger that pulled the trigger belongs to a minor. O'Brien lost her daughter, Shantasia, or Shani, as she was called.
Sorry, wrong story. Yeah, but I mean, damn, it's hella people getting clapped out here. All right. 1 second. Sorry. All right. Let me pull it up real quick. All right, cool. Sorry, guys. We do it live.
With a Brooklyn family begging for answers after a 17-year-old girl was shot dead inside an apartment building. So far, police have not made any arrests. CBS 2's Elijah Westbrook spoke one-on-one with the grieving family. Joins us live from Bed-Stuy with more. Elijah.
That's right, Chris. Well, I can tell you I spoke exclusively with the mother and brother of the 17-year-old victim who was shot and killed late last night. As you can imagine, they're in just utter disbelief behind all of this. Now, we're in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn at the moment because this is where family is gathering. In fact, they are grieving right upstairs at the brother's apartment. But they did talk a little bit about Raelynn Cameron, who was the victim in this case. She was a freshman in college and was just 2 weeks away from celebrating her 18th birthday.
She was very, very loved And I don't understand how this can happen.
Cassandra Adams is grieving the loss of her daughter, 17-year-old Raelynn Cameron, a Brooklyn High School of the Performing Arts graduate and a freshman at Medgar Evers College, who police say was shot inside this East New York apartment building on Eldert Lane Monday night. For this mom, it just doesn't make sense.
She wasn't that type of person. She didn't smoke weed. She was in the church and everything. I couldn't have asked for a better child.
Adams tells us her daughter would have been 18 years old in just 9 days.
Damn.
Family says Raelynn Cameron was a dancer, was studying liberal arts in college, and often volunteered her time to help the community. Her life stripped away by the hands of a gunman.
And I mean, just notice all of the sisters being taken out, and you don't have any real outroar or protests or anything that would suggest people are extremely upset about these sisters being taken out by these super gremlins on Demon Time.
The girl's mother tells us she was hanging out with her adopted cousin who lives inside this high-rise. The cousin invited some friends over, but why Cameron was shot is unclear.
She was with her so-called cousin who won't speak to the police, who is just letting her die in vain.
Woo! So there you have it. There you have it. The street code is in full effect. Her so-called cousin is not giving information, potentially even giving false information on the super gremlin who committed this gruesome crime. And I mean, this is every day in the Black community, where the people who are asking to be protected, the people who are asking why they don't feel safe or why they feel marginalized in their neighborhoods, are not cooperating with police to bring the people who are making them feel unsafe to justice.
Responders were called and took her daughter to nearby Brookdale Hospital, where she died. The disturbing scene inside the building shows a trail of blood leading to the 6th floor from the lobby area.
My sister lost her life, and it's sad, but I will make sure that we find justice for you, Ray Ray.
I am heartbroken, but I'm going to let y'all know I will not rest until somebody investigated better about my daughter getting killed.
And you really just feel for this family. Now, as for what the next steps are in this case, police tell us that they have been throughout the morning speaking with some of the people who were with Raelynn late last night. But as of this hour, no arrests have been made. We're live this afternoon here in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. Elijah Westbrook, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Elijah, heartbreaking. Thank you.
That's how it is, man. You got the so-called cousin, ain't cooperating, won't snitch, won't tell, won't help the police out. This is a result.
With a Brooklyn family begging for answers after a 17-year-old girl was shot dead inside an apartment building. So far, police have not made any arrests. CBS 2's Elijah Westbrook spoke one-on-one with the grieving family. Joins us live from Bed-Stuy with more. Elijah?
That's right, Chris. Well, I can tell you I spoke exclusively with the mother and brother of the 17-year-old victim who was shot and killed late last night.
Sorry, I guess this is the same report. Anyways, the real part I wanted to get to before we wrap this thing up. I told you it wasn't going to be that long, but I just thought I'd let you guys know what was going on with the channel and all this type of stuff. But let's look at the Kings County District Attorney's Office. Obviously, Eric Gonzalez is the district attorney. And he announced the sentencing of this man, this super gremlin, Javone. What is it? Javone Duncan. He announced the sentencing, and we're gonna get into what really happened and why there wasn't more time. So, Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez today announced that a Crown Heights man has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for shooting a 17-year-old girl once in the chest and killing her at a party in 2022. The defendant was convicted of manslaughter in March. District Attorney Gonzalez said this senseless shooting took the life of a young woman with a bright future. Today's sentence holds the defendant accountable for his actions and is a measure of justice for the victim's grieving family. And obviously the family doesn't feel the same way. The district attorney identified the defendant as Javone Duncan, 24, of Crown Heights, Brooklyn. He was sentenced today to 15 years in prison by Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Heidi Cesare. Okay, Heidi Cesare. The defendant was convicted of second-degree manslaughter and 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon. So, second-degree manslaughter and 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon. My thing is, obviously, they didn't have witnesses participating, and that's why they couldn't get him on the murder. See, it all comes back down to the community and their willingness to actually seek out justice for these victims. That's what it all comes down to. The district attorney said that, according to the evidence, at approximately 10:55 p.m., at 790 Elders Lane in East New York, Brooklyn, the defendant pointed a loaded gun at Raelynn Cameron, 17, pulled the trigger, shot her in the chest, and killed her. After the shooting, the defendant fled the scene without trying to help the victim, who had rejected his advances, according to the evidence. Prior to the shooting, the defendant pointed the same gun at another young woman at the party and clicked the safety off of the gun on and off, according to the evidence, and was told to stop pointing a loaded gun at people because it was dangerous. The defendant was arrested on October 26, 2022. The district attorney thanked homicide paralegal Angelica Rostowska and victim advocates Jennifer Rode, Vanessa Lozado, Kayla Richards, Sarah Obadiah, and Sasha Dorsey for their work on the case. Detective investigators assigned to the District Attorney's Investigations Bureau assisted in the investigation. The case was prosecuted by Senior Assistant District Attorney Evan Haney of the District Attorney's Homicide Bureau and Senior Assistant District Attorney Miguel Rodriguez of the District Attorney's Red Zone Trial Bureau, under the supervision of Assistant District Attorney Layla Rosini, Homicide Bureau Chief. So obviously the state was not able to come up with a murder conviction, so they settled for the next best thing, I guess, which is a second-degree manslaughter charge. But I think the sentencing was light-handed. And I mean, well, I guess we have to look at the sentencing guidelines for second-degree murder in New York. Second-degree murder, New York City. So New York penal law, murder in the second degree. Oh, sorry, not second-degree murder, but second-degree manslaughter. Sorry, slaughter. Let's see. In New York City, second-degree manslaughter is a Class C felony that can result in a prison sentence of 1 to 3 years to 5 to 15 years. Okay, so, I mean, she gave him the max for the second-degree felony, or sorry, the second-degree manslaughter. But I guess that's going to run concurrent with the second-degree criminal possession of a weapon. Which in that case, I think that's a 4 or 5 year sentence. Let me see. Criminal possession weapon sentencing guidelines NYC. Okay, so criminal possession of a weapon in second degree is a Class C felony. If you are convicted, the judge can sentence you to up to 15 years in prison. Furthermore, because it is also classified as a violent felony, excuse me, the minimum prison sentence that you will receive is 3.5 years. So I think it's pretty straight up. I mean, I guess they gave him the max sentence that they could give him, but I don't know. It just seems light-handed. I wonder if they could have done a little bit more to get the murder charge. This guy obviously left the scene of the crime. You know, it's funny how, and this judge, by the way, this Supreme Court Justice Heidi Cesare, was actually she was appointed by Mayor de Blasio. So it's important to participate in your local elections because those are the people who are going to appoint the people who then enact justice in your jurisdiction. And if they're a leftist wokey, then they're going to hand down sentences that are light. Obviously, when it comes to the second degree manslaughter charge, it looks like they did max that out. But I just can't help but wonder why they couldn't make anything else stick, in particular murder charge. And I guess we don't have to leave it up to wonder. There just aren't enough witnesses who are going to participate in. If the witnesses are saying it's an accident, that it's kind of like you have to believe them if they're going to testify to that under oath. And there's no other reason to think that they're lying other than the street code being in full effect, which these judges are green to. They don't understand that. So they're not going to be able to discern, oh, well, this is not a good witness, and we should probably treat this witness as a hostile witness and double check to see if they perjure themselves. But in these trials, it's, you know, they're trying to get a speedy and fair trial. And I think that just to go ahead and get something on him, that's what they ended up doing. I personally think that he should have gotten more. I think they should have tried to go for a murder charge and you know, maybe do some extra subpoenas or whatnot. But yeah, this one is one that rings out, and a lot of people in the community actually are screaming about this one and saying that this was a miscarriage of justice, believe it or not. So let me actually go to one of these black blogs to really see what the community is saying about this. In my opinion, they're not necessarily happy with the sentence, but hey, it is what it is. So let me find it on the Shade. Oh no, Neighborhood Talk. They post hella, so it might take me a second to find. But hey guys, you know, donate to the channel. Shout out to the channel, share the channel. All right. Well, we got a Say Cheese one right here. But I like to go to the Neighborhood Talk. I think it's more indicative of what the community thinks, because Say Cheese has hella, you know, it's just a more diverse crowd. I'm not going to say that it's a super diverse crowd, but I think it's just not a real representative of what the community thinks about it. So that was 22 hours ago. This was a story for today. Either that or the Shade Room. Sorry, I should have had this pulled up, but I kind of was rushing to do this stream. Let's see. Yeah, so pretty sure the Shade Room has it. Damn, where else did I see this? Because nobody is posting it. It happened on Tuesday, so it might be buried in there. But we'll go ahead and read the Say Cheese comments real quickly. while I look for other black blogs who reported on this. All right. So let's see. So 15 years for cold-blooded murder. How is that justified? And yep. So you have somebody who's not with it. Ninjas really can't take no for an answer. Who be raising these ninjas? If New York gun laws are that serious, how the F do you commit a homicide and only get 15 years? 15, they offered my partner 20 for drugs. Bro was mad about not getting no play, proceeds to make sure he gets no play for 15 years. Should have gave him 150 years, and she was a minor, double wrong, needs more time. People who sell work to make money get more years than this dude, and he took somebody's life. That's crazy. Whole time she said no because she got a test in the morning. Y'all New York ninjas always been emotional. This like fourth girl that died in New York because she said no. Don't worry, it's finna be a 15-year Diddy party waiting for him. These judge sentences don't be making any sense, but they're saying he probably took a plea. No way he went to trial and got 15. Plus it was on tape. He had no choice to take a plea. White versus non-white justice system. Yeah, I mean, Shawty has a point and nobody responded to that. Goofball, now you ain't finna be able to turn down the booty bandits advances. I thought a gun in NYC was 25 by itself. He got off light. No. A gun in New York City is a minimum of 3.5 and a maximum of 15 years. So usually they give you the 3.5 and then you only have to do 85%. So you only in there in many cases for 18, maybe 24 months max. They get more for robbery. We're out. Wow, his lawyer must be the best in NYC. 15 years is wild. But them people gave my dog 21 years for a little bit of drugs. How's that not life? And I ain't even police shit, but that's an innocent. You got to pay for that. 15 years, white privilege at its finest. So he's trolling. Somebody says he's black. Do you realize that? Don't you? And she doesn't get the joke. He's mocking people who say white privilege when a white person gets less time for a crime that other races get more time for. Yep. So you really didn't get the joke here and you're calling him a clown. How the F she didn't get that? Yeah, right. You so lame for that one. The joke wasn't funny. Actually, it was. That went way over your head. Honestly, it is. They're subliminally telling us that black lives don't matter and there is no respect for the black woman. Well, then you should take that up with the Democrats because it's a Democratic judge that made this ruling. So, yeah, take it up with the Dems and the prosecutors who are also libs, leftists, hardcore leftists. Yeah, so y'all see what the community thinks of it. Honestly, I can't find any other blog that posted about it, or if they did, it's buried. But I wanted to bring this story to you guys because I thought it was important and, just to kind of detail how these sentences are handed down. Do you guys think that this was just? Do you think he deserved life? Do you think that he should have been charged with a maybe first or second degree murder? I guess it wasn't first degree because it wasn't premeditated. But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. But you already know what it is. Guys, hit the super trap. Not super trap because I am demonetized. But hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. Go to the Patreon, support the channel, cop the merch. Get your Trump is a Blood t-shirts. Trump was in the Bronx today. I did a little bit of time with Chaotic Truth. So I might take that snippet from his live stream and upload it again for some more content for you guys. But you already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Janquavius Jackson, a.k.a. BGZM News 17, a.k.a. the Black Gen Z Mindset. And we are going to send it off to Janquavius Jackson to take us away, guys. Peace. Make sure you stay safe. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time. What good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa.
Yo!
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass
Yeah,
song.
that's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.